Hey, it's Maximo and welcome to Maximo's Travels. Today I'm in Osaka. I'll go and visit Osaka Castle and its fabulous museum. I see a Shinto wedding. We see the fabulous vistas of Japan's second tallest building, the Harukas 300 building. We check out Dotonbori's nightlife and go visit a pachinko machine establishment. Join me. It's another glorious hot sunny day in Osaka, and again Joe and I decide to split up. I wanted to go see Osaka Castle. I jumped on the metro train once again. For an avid traveller, I'm pretty bad at navigation. It's not that I don't know where I'm going, it's just that I find it difficult to apply Google Maps to the direction I wish to go in. By now I was really getting the hang of these public transport systems in Japan. The ride was about 8 or so minutes and only 5 stops from our hotel, but I did need to walk a few minutes to the train station and then quite a long walk from the train station at the end to Osaka Park. It is quite a long walk from Morinomura station to the castle itself. The distance is around about 1.4 kilometres and takes around about 25 minutes if you don't stop. The castle park is huge. It covers over 15 acres. Not only is there the Osaka Castle, but there's many different buildings and shrines that are located within the park complex. You can also elect to get an electric buggy ride to the castle. This cost a few hundred yen, but the line waiting for these was quite long, so I elected to walk. By the way, if you want to get on the electric buggy, the ticket booth is located just opposite the big Starbucks near the entrance to the park. There's some sort of marathon or fun run happening at the moment as I'm walking towards Osaka Castle. The guys look like they're all suffering. It's probably about 28-29 degrees with a reasonably high degree of humidity. Not my idea of fun, that's for sure. It was really fabulous to walk along the track to the castle. There were many different spots to take pictures and videos of the park, the castle, the huge moat around the castle, and just the different buildings that are contained within the park itself. It's notable that the park is located in the center of Osaka, and it's a very large park, but it's surrounded by modern office buildings and skyscrapers. Up until this point, it was free to get into the park, but to get into the castle museum, you do need to buy a ticket. The wait was approximately 45 minutes in the baking sun, and the museum is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. most days, with extended hours for special events. Once you're inside the castle, I think it best that you go straight up to the observation deck on level 8. I chose to walk up the stairs because the lift queue was quite long. And once on the observation deck, 3 things stood out for me. One was the extensive grounds of Osaka Castle Park. Secondly was the magnificent views of Osaka. the park being located right in the centre of the city. And the third was just how packed the observation deck was at any given time. It was a bit of an effort walking up all those stairs to get there, but boy, it was well worth it. There were just so many people up on the observation deck, it wasn't funny. But it's worth going up there, and the views are absolutely fantastic. So I spent a bit of time on the observation deck, and then I walked down the staircase and checked out the other levels of the museum. There were 2 levels that you weren't allowed to take any photos or videos, but I did manage to take photos and videos of those areas that was allowed. Battle in the crowd, here's what it looked like. I left, and as you can see, the lines were even longer, but the day was hotter. It does pay to get there early. The Osaka Castle was built and destroyed a number of times, and this current incarnation was built only in the 1930s. So it was a little bit disappointing that it wasn't a truly historic site, but it was certainly constructed in the spirit and character of the original castle. The museum contained many historic artifacts and even a gift shop where I was able to buy a fridge magnet and a t-shirt. As I left the castle complex, I came across something a little bit special. Torii gates that led to the Kokuku Jinja Shrine. And there was a wedding procession that was going into the shrine. So it was quite special to witness this. That was quite special. I really enjoyed that. It was quite somber music, very intriguing. I proceeded to make my way to the train station, backtracking on my original path to the castle. Along the way, I looked back and viewed a magnificent vista of Osaka Castle in the distance. Truly a breathtaking view. I reached Morinomiya Station and took the 10-minute subway ride to Tendoji Station. It only cost 170 yen. I was due to meet Joe at the Hokuras 300 building. By this stage, I was expertly guiding my way through Osaka's subway station, just like a local. The subway and the trains there are amazing. After my expert navigation, I've successfully met up with Joe outside the Harukas 300 building. We made our way up to the 2nd floor via the escalators and then to the 16th floor via the elevators. The ticketing booth to the observation deck is located on the 16th floor. The elevator goes to the 14th floor and then you take escalators up until the 16th floor. It's a bit of a hassle and a rigmarole to get to, but it's worth it in the end. So this is a balcony area on the 16th floor. This observation deck has gardens and seating with quite commanding views of Osaka. Even though it's the 16th floor, the views are very impressive. This is where I left Jo because she didn't want to go up 300 metres, seeing as she's got a thing with heights. I left her here and purchased a ticket to Hakuras 300. It's also important to note that this area is free to get in, so that's quite handy if you are interested in seeing some views but have a limited budget. I proceeded to the ticket booth and purchased my tickets. This attraction is open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. The cost of admission is 1,800 yen per adult, and I bought the ticket on the day, and there wasn't much of a queue in the mid-afternoon. We rode the elevator, and as typical for Japan, the elevator ride was, well, spectacular. You step out of the elevator into a 3-tiered observation deck on the 58th to 60th floors. These are around 300 metres high. The building has a total of 62 floors, and until 2023 was Japan's tallest building. The views from up here are truly monumentally awe-inspiring. You can see for kilometres and kilometres and kilometres, and luckily we were there on a relatively clear day. If you're brave enough, there's a glass floor that you can stand on and look down to the street 300 metres below. I'm on the 60th level of this building, which I can't pronounce the name of. It's really packed in here, quite noisy, but it offers spectacular views just in golden hour. The sun's about to set in about 25 minutes. We're going to have a look around, take a few photos, admire the view. I was fortunate that it was quite a clear, if hazy day, and the views were exceptional. I think it's the best time to get here is about half an hour before sunset, so you can see the expansive view in full sunlight, as well as watch the city change as it gets darker and darker and the city lights get brighter and brighter. It's truly a unique and magical city with a population of over 20 million people. This is the view from the toilet. Very impressive, isn't it? The 3 floors of the observation deck contains many seats, cafes, eating options, and plenty of scenic spots to be able to look out the window. Escalators service these 3 floors, and there's undercover areas as well as open air areas. Truly spectacular architecture. I spent well over an hour up here. It was truly fantastic. I was conscious that Jo was waiting for me on the 16th level and had been for over the hour and a half or so that I was here. It was time to go, and I got into that spectacular elevator once again to head down. I made my way down to the 16th floor and caught up with Jo. We headed to the nearest Osaka metro station, rode the train back to the Dotonbori area. We walked around the Dotonbori area and found a little quaint restaurant to get a bite to eat. After dinner, we explored the Dotonbori area that was magically lit up at night. There was hustle, bustle, and we were fortunate to see the full moon aligned perfectly between the buildings over the Dotonbori River. We checked out a pachinko machine place, but didn't last long because of the noise. Joe and I wandered around the exciting nightlife that was Dotonbori. We had some strawberry Daifuku each for dessert. Yummy. We thoroughly enjoyed our day wandering around Osaka. We headed back to the hotel and realised that we still hadn't had our complimentary free drinks. So we set off to the bar to have them. We each had a gin and tonic, made from Japanese gin, of course. What an end to a perfect day in Osaka. I do hope you've liked this video. If so, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and hit that notify bell so you'll be notified of my future videos. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying me a coffee. Until our next riveting adventure in Japan, take care and bye now.